So my name's Leon, and I'm here with my friend Dave, and we're just going to talk a little bit about and share his experience in working with me in my energy healing practice that I do. Full disclosure, I'm good friends with Dave. He lives not too far away from me here in California, and I'm best friends with his girlfriend since high school. So known him for a little bit, and kind of the way it came about was she had mentioned some things that maybe were troubling him, and I was like, oh well, just send him over. And it took him a little while, but eventually he came around. So tell me a little bit about what you had going on prior to the session.
Mainly anxiety. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just been, it was during the COVID and the sort of crazy period. And just kind of, not going out and those types of things. It just led to anxiety building up over time.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, which was just manifesting itself as just kind of a, general feeling of unease. And just, we all know about anxiety. That
sure. How long was that going on for you before when did it take?
Probably 3 to 4 months. Um, yeah, and I'd had a couple of little things that I think were related to it pop up. Like I had eczema, like a little bit on my face and a little bit on my legs, and I think that was related to sort of just similar, anxiety. So yeah, 3 4 months roughly.
Oh, I actually didn't know about the eczema, but I'm sure that cleaned up too, afterwards. Um,
That actually had already cleaned up, but it was. I just think that was also sort of a symptom of feeling the just generalized anxiety that I was feeling. So,
gotcha. And before we did the session, was there any other stuff that you tried for it?
acupuncture. Um, I've been going to acupuncture for many years, probably something 15, 20 years.
Hmm.
And it's good for some things. And it helps anxiety somewhat, but it just brings it down, let's say 30% or 40%,
Yeah,
not a cure. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
What frustrations did you have in trying to get this resolved on your own?
Um, well, I don't want to oversell it. I wasn't super um frustrated. You know, I was dealing with anxiety, but it wasn't like crippling or anything like that. It wasn't affecting other areas of my life. It wasn't stopping me sleeping or, interfering with my work life or social life or anything else. So I can't say that I've made a lot of attempts. It's just, you know, I go to acupuncture weekly or periodically. I've done that, and whatever, if I'm feeling a certain thing at the time, I just mention it to them. So throughout this period, I was talking about anxiety to them,
Hmm.
and you know their work, like I said, helped it a little bit, but not a lot. Was that frustrating? A little bit, but like I say, I don't want to oversell that I was having, crippling anxiety. I was feeling pretty anxious, but it wasn't the end of the world. So because of that, I would, I didn't solve it in acupuncture and diet and exercise, but that wasn't super frustrating to me because it wasn't a crippling thing. If that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about, from your perspective, what you experienced, during the session, after the session, and what did you notice?
Well, during the session was quite, I would describe it as a spiritual experience.
Hmm.
It was in person. Um, and when you were, doing the work, it was like something I never felt before. So the first thing I noticed was that you were pushing me back. You weren't near me. You were stood 6 feet away from me and doing your
Yeah.
thing with the crystal. But I was like falling backwards on my chair, like leaning way back, and there was just a powerful,
Yeah.
energetic force there that I was feeling, and it was just sort of undeniable. So that was kind of the physical feeling, but also just it just felt like a release. Um, Not of anything specific, but just release would be the best word I would use to describe it. And just,
Yeah. Just like
yeah,
lifted the
just,
weight off of you.
yeah, yeah. But it did feel, yeah, spiritual would be the word I would use to describe it. Now,
Uh-huh.
afterwards, I had good relief from the anxiety for quite a while,
Yeah.
months, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, and just a sort of general feeling of calm. Um,
Yeah.
Even sort of putting anxiety aside, I would say I just felt calmer for a while.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what kind of surprised you the most, about experiencing, energy healing or, doing this? Because I really didn't tell you much going into it other than I can help. And, so what was kind of like surprising about it?
Well, I've always been open minded to kind of woo woo stuff, so I'm not surprised that it worked as
Mm,
well as it did, but it was well, I didn't expect it to work as well. I didn't really have any expectations,
sure.
but I was impressed is not the wrong word, but I was it's the best word I can think of. I was impressed by how well it did work.
Yeah.
Um, Not that I was doubting it. I just sort of went into it pretty open.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, this is great.
Very cool. And so if you were to pick three words to describe, this experience, what would they be?
Spiritual, calming, different.
Hmm. Very good. Very good. And what would you want to tell somebody that's maybe out there with, either anxiety or just any other ailment? You know me pretty well and know a lot of, have heard a lot of the magic and different things that I do. What would you want to tell somebody that's like kind of on the fence about giving this a try?
I would say definitely try it, and just be open to it. I don't know that it's going to work for everyone as well that it worked for me, but I have a suspicion that it probably will,
Mhm.
and maybe work better for a lot of people. So I would say I I, I don't know of any downside, right? So
Mhm.
it's a asymmetrical risk reward in terms of a bet. So I'd say just try it.
Mhm. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Um, no, I think that was it. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Mhm. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing your experience, with this. And, hopefully I get to help some other people from them seeing this story. So thank you.